Welcome to the Survivor to Thriver show with your happiness expert, Samia Bano. Do you feel stuck, silent, and stressed? Is something hurting your heart and soul? Are you burning yourself out? If so, you are in the right place because this is the podcast people from all over the world join in to learn exactly how to stop suffering and start living with inner peace and joy. Let's get started. Hey, last episode I was sharing with you some of the challenges that I've been personally facing and dealing with as a Muslim living in America, given the current atmosphere of Islamophobia within American society. And I mean, of course, it's not a new phenomenon, the Islamophobia. I know it's something that's been going on for the last many years, actually. Like for me, the whole experience started after I arrived in America. I arrived here in the year 2000. And of course, in 2001, 9/11 happened. And there was, like for me, that's where the whole experience with Islamophobia started, right? And since then, it's like one incident after another has been happening that, like both to me personally, as well as to other people within the Muslim community that I know of and that I know about, including other members of my friends and family circle who have experienced different kinds of incidents that, that have let me know and led me to believe that yes, Islamophobia is in fact a very real phenomenon in America, and it is in fact impacting my everyday life. So it's like, wow, when you are the target of discrimination, when you are the target of hate, it's very easy for us in that situation to respond to hate with hate, to anger with anger. But if we do that, we compromise our sense of inner peace, and maybe even outer peace, right? It's like, okay, if someone's responding to me with hate and I respond with more hate, well, I mean, look, you cannot eliminate hate with hate. If you respond to hate with hate, it can only grow and magnify and intensify that hate. So it is extremely important that if our goal is to live with peace, to live with joy, to live with harmony, that we work on responding, learning how to respond, and practicing how to respond to hate, to anger, to fear that is directed at us with empathy, with compassion. Even I would use the word love, right? Because, as that saying goes, you cannot eliminate hate with hate. You can only eliminate hate with love. Actually, what happens is that when you respond with love and empathy and compassion to hate, that is the best shot that we have to transform the hate. It's not so much about eliminating it. It's more about, we can actually transform this hate into empathy, into compassion, into love, into peace. Okay? So it's like, how do you do that? So I was sharing with you that one of the very first reminders, like when I find myself face to face with someone who is being mean to me or being acting in a hateful way towards me, one of the first reminders that I give myself is that this person still deserves to be respected. This person still deserves to be loved and cared for. It's like regardless of what someone's doing or saying or how they're behaving, each and every person deserves to be loved, to be respected, to or at least to be treated with respect, and to be cared for. Okay, and be treated with empathy and compassion. Right? Because again, it goes back to the golden rule. It's like treat others the way you want to be treated. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Love for others what you love for yourself. So what do I love for myself? I love to be treated with empathy and compassion. I love to be treated with respect. I love to be loved, and I love to be cared for. Right? So I have to be willing to do the same for everyone else. Now, this reminder, when I give myself this reminder that, wow, this person still deserves to be loved, this person still deserves to be respected, or treated, at the very least, treated with respect, and be cared for, and be responded to with empathy and compassion. They still deserve empathy and compassion. That's my way of reminding myself that, hey, we're interconnected, we are interdependent, we are one in our humanity. So that's my personal way of giving myself that reminder. And I personally find it really helpful because when I remind myself, oh, this person still deserves to be loved, this person still deserves to be treated with respect, empathy, compassion, then it actually encourages me to do just that, right? To do the best I can in the moment, to respond to that person with empathy, compassion, and prevent myself from going into blame and judgment mode. Now, the second reminder that I give myself, it's like, okay, this person is doing the best they can right now. If they're feeling angry, if they're feeling hateful, or they're feeling worried or stressed or whatever it is that they're feeling that's making them behave this way, there's a reason why. There's something that they need that they're not getting. Okay? So usually I'm like, okay, what's the need? What's the need? So really the point of focus of that thought. So this is me thinking out loud in much more expansion. Right? In the moment, all of this happens much faster. It's like you say, okay, this person still deserves to be loved and respected. This person needs something. This person needs something. What do they need? What could they be needing? So that's my second reminder / action step for myself. Okay, it's like try to figure out what this person needs. See, because remember, I keep telling you again and again and again, and this is very, 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 very critical for us to remember. No matter what you're feeling, there's always a very good reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And the way you feel has a direct impact on the way you act. Okay? And the negative feelings that we experience are signals from our inner self that there's something we need that we're not getting. So if somebody is acting out of anger, out of hate, out of fear, there's something that they need that they're not getting. So what is that? Now, a lot of times, you see, I I can make very good educated guesses, right? Because the vast majority of times I will tell you that I have this kind of experience of somebody coming up to me and, being mean and stuff. They don't know me, or they don't know me very well. I mean, I am actually still trying to think of an incident where I felt discriminated against, where I felt like somebody was really being hateful or angry in their behavior towards me, and they really knew me. And I'm like struggling to come up with a memory of that. Like pretty much every time I've experienced somebody expressing their homophobia towards me, it's with someone who either doesn't know me at all, like on the streets, like when I told you about, the bus incident, when I got on the bus and this complete, total random stranger starts to scream and shout about how they don't want to travel on the same bus as a terrorist. Right? That person has no idea who I am. So it's like, I know it's not about, so especially in those instances, it's very easy for me to assume and understand that, look, this is not about me personally. This person just has a general fear of Muslims and Islam. And, it's not an unreasonable assumption to believe that the reason that they have this fear is because they have been misinformed about Islam and Muslims. Right? I mean, look, I know there are Muslims out there who are doing really crazy things. But there are also Christians out there who are doing really crazy things. There are also atheists out there who are doing really crazy things. There are Buddhists out there who are doing really crazy things. There are Jews out there doing really crazy things. There are, pick any label of a group of people, and there will be some people within that group who are doing crazy things. Okay? So when somebody who identifies as Muslim does a crazy thing, it's important that you don't jump to the conclusion that it is because they are a Muslim, that it is their faith, that it is Islam that promotes that kind of crazy behavior. I mean, the way that I understand Islam, the way that I practice Islam, the Muslims that I know, that I hang out with, Islam means peace. Like literally, the very word Islam means peace. It means peace and it means submission. And the connection between the two is that Islam is a peace that you achieve when you submit to the will of God. I mean, that's our understanding of the word Islam. Okay? And so the religion of Islam, the faith of Islam, the laws and so forth that are practiced by us as Muslims, as followers of the religion of Islam, are all to help us achieve peace through submission to the will of God. That's the primary aim that we all have as Muslims, right? So, like for me, now that as somebody who is craving peace, for whom, peace was my number one need, you can see why I was so attracted to studying Islam, to and my willingness to explore this faith tradition that my family associated with, that I was born into. It's like when I was growing up, I took my identity as a Muslim for granted, as much as I took my identity as an Indian Pakistani for granted, as much as I took my identity, my gender identity and my sexual identity for granted. So it wasn't until I was in my teenage years and I was really struggling to figure out how I could help myself that I was like, oh, maybe my religion has something to teach me. Or the religion that I've been born into, the community that I've been born into practices Islam as their faith. And Islam is supposed to be peace. Islam is supposed to be the way to peace. So let me look into it. Let me see if it can actually help me achieve the peace that I am so desperate for. And luckily for me, it worked out, right? It worked out. I mean, the teachings of Islam, as I learned them, as I understood them, as I practiced them, they helped me achieve greater and greater and greater levels of peace for myself. And so it motivated me to make a firm commitment to this identity as a Muslim and to choose it for myself. You see? And so it's like for me, when I hear about people who call themselves Muslims and who are out there doing crazy things like bombing innocent people, taking innocent lives, for me that is like, oh my God, this has nothing to do with Islam. This is just part of. This is not an Islam problem. This is a human problem, right? This is a human problem. So it's like, my gosh. So it's like if somebody knows me, they know how I practice Islam. They know how I understand Islam. They know the kind of impact it has on my life and how it motivates me to behave and so on and so forth. There's no way they can hate that. There's no way they can hate that. I mean, unless you hate peace. I mean, because you're and it's like, come on. We just don't do that. As human beings, we all want peace. We all want happiness. We all want to love and be loved, right? So it's like, you're not going to hate me when you know me and when you know how committed I am to peace and how I practice peace and how my faith helps me to do that. And especially because I'm not someone who believes that my faith is the only way. I don't believe that. You see? It's like, this is one way for us to achieve peace. And it made sense for me to follow this way because this was the culture, the tradition that I was born into. So it was easy for me to look into this, into this tradition and study it more deeply and to be able to have access to the resources I needed to study it in an easy way. Now, I actually have studied other faith traditions as well. Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism. Those are the ones that I'm most familiar with, besides Islam. But I've also looked into, because I'm very, very excited about interfaith engagement. I find it very fulfilling and very, very fun. So, I am very engaged in interfaith spaces, right? So I know about other faith traditions, people from other faith traditions as well. And I I keep finding that we have more in common than what makes us different, especially when we begin to look and examine the teachings of the different faith and spiritual traditions at the level of their essence, the level of the basic values and principles that they teach for how we can lead moral, ethical lives. So you may, as you listen to this podcast, you'll hear me make references and pull from the wisdom of different faith traditions, different spiritual traditions, in the way that I share with you what I know about how to be happy, how to live with more inner peace and joy, how to stop suffering. So I'm not on an agenda to convert people, right? Or force my views on other people. It's like, why would you hate me then? Why would you feel threatened by me then? If you know me, there's no way. I don't think so. I honestly believe that I'm a very lovable person. And I mean, of course, I say that from a place of having really good self-esteem and loving myself unconditionally. But I also say that from a place of having received a lot of positive feedback from my friends and my family, who validate that, they experience me as somebody who is kind and compassionate, who embodies peace, even more than happiness. And I call myself the happiness expert, but truth be told, I'm more in the energy that I exude. The feedback that I get is that I exude peace. Peace is my strongest energy. So, and it's not an accident, by the way. It's not an accident that peace is my strongest energy, because it's something that I've been focused on developing and fostering and growing for myself for so many years, right? And you can do the same. It's like you can choose any quality, any state of being, any way of being for yourself. Focus on it, work towards it consciously, intentionally, and you will achieve it for yourself too. So that's the other thing, right? That's the other little tip, and I'll end with today's episode with this, that when we were thinking about, okay, how can I grow more compassionate, more empathetic? How can I become the kind of person who, even when faced with discrimination, faced with hate, that I'm able to respond with love and compassion? Well, I mean, you have to set that as an intention for yourself, and then really work towards it. So when I set this as an intention for myself, one of the ways that I practiced staying grounded in this intention was through prayer. So I would literally pray. Like, I literally started praying, and actually this is a prayer I continue to make for myself, because there's still so much room for growth and improvement within me in this particular context, that I continue to pray that, please, God, please help me to always see the best in other people. Help me to always respond with empathy and compassion towards other people. Help me to always be able to stay focused on what people are really needing and wanting. What's going on for them beneath the surface. Let me see the best of them. Let me be able to perceive the best of them, even in those moments when They may be acting out of anger or hate or fear. Let me be able to stay focused on their humanity and what's best about them, so that I can respond to them with love and compassion and empathy in the best possible ways. If you're not a religious person, you don't have to make it like a prayer to God, but just set this as an intention for yourself and revise it every day. Like, figure out a way you can remind yourself of this intention. See, because that is so critical. A lot of times we set intentions for ourselves, and then because we're not giving ourselves reminders, we lose focus on those intentions, and then it's like, hey, what happened? It's like some other crisis will happen, and then you'll remember, oh yeah, I'd wanted to do this, or I'd wanted to be that. Why didn't it happen? Because you didn't remind yourself of the intention that you set, the goal that you set. You have to give yourself frequent reminders of these things. All right. So, all right. So go. My gosh. Oh, we've gone way over the amount of time that I intended for today. But nonetheless, I think we talked about some really important things. So no worries at all. I'm going to just end today with the reminder, my usual reminder, that hey, if this is something you find yourself struggling with, please reach out for help and support. And I'm one person that you can reach out to. Just go to my website at www.academyofthriving.com. Click on the Contact Us page and you'll see how you can connect with me. So until next time, I wish you lots of peace and joy.